Making some noise and pushing down here. karrigan's still up there, and he's going to run right into Happy, and he's going to get killed for it. Picks up that. He's got the suited middle device, really. They must have seen that. Surely this is not going to work. Just fires it into the air. It's going to be a good start here for Envy.
And they're going to set it up for the B-take here as well. Deep flash going in. Apex rounds the corner, checks card, nobody there. It's going to be dupreeh holding up Plateau. He loses the support from his teammate at door as well, but what is this? dupreeh, what a start. 2 headshots. He's still playing peekaboo back here. The last man alive, Kenny S, not going to be able to accomplish much as dupreeh, he ends it in style. 3 headshots in the pistol.
Really well played from the back line there, ducking and standing up really quickly and just making it work. Those headshots shutting down Envy in spite of a really good smoke and a really good entry for Envy in the middle.
It seemed like it. Device was down to 1 HP. He could give no support to dupreeh. dupreeh just had to live, but he goes 1 step further, or 3 of them. So a 1-0 lead now for TSM, having picked up the pistol, but of course Envy, in true Envy style, they're going to go for a force buy of their own. Pistols, armor, and the scout on Happy, not on NBK.
And they've already done a lot of damage to cajun. He's down to 18. I mean, everybody knows, even if this is the first Counter-Strike tournament you've watched, you've already been introduced to Envy. Their strength, a large part of it, is winning the second round. And even against top teams, they do it. And TSM, they must know that. So the fact that cajun's down to 18 health, it's not just nothing. It could spiral out of control very quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny's going to try and make a jump down CT spawn. That'd be interesting.
That's what it's looking like right now.
Sipnix is down there.
They have the flash. There it is. What's up? Surprise, surprise. And he's even doing big damage to Device, who's stuck on B slope. He's pinned down. Nowhere to go. They actually have to use the smoke to get him out of that situation, but the bomb is going to get planted for Cat, and now it comes down to whether Envy can hold. karrigan trying to have his say with the UMP, and Happy picking off his teammate cajun. cajun is down.
There's a good mid-air headshot from karrigan, but it is way too late. TSM aren't even trying anymore. That was all it took. 1 jump down. Devices, you said, trapped up against that wall. Couldn't really do anything. dupreeh and Device going to try and save what they have left here, and Envy, they do it 1 more time. Second round pickup after losing the pistol. It's ridiculous how good they are at it.
It's actually unreal how consistent they are at picking up the second round. That's why it's like they're struggling to pick up pistol rounds that much. I mean, it continues. TSM winning the pistol here, but then in the second round, it's almost as if it's part of the game plan. They just want to wreck TSM's economy because now TSM are in a bit of a tight spot. Do they go for a force buy of their own, or do they try and save for nades in the first buy round?
I mean, Sipnix almost had the timing for it. If he had been a little bit further up on that ramp, then he would have caught Kenny jumping up on the ledge, and that would have been instant death. There's no way you can survive that. Doesn't quite work out that way. NBK counting in the middle how many people are going to be crossing. And karrigan maybe expecting a B rush, which is actually something that Envy would do in a round like this, just to make sure that they weren't sort of slowly whittled down by the M4A1 on dupreeh, or maybe not so much the P90 on Device, but still.
As far as that M4A1 is concerned, playing in mid for now, and actually they spot it. He's down to 50 HP already, dupreeh, but kioShiMa's dropped down to 11. Fair trade for the most part. But they're very, I mean, this is very patient play from Envy. You could expect some kind of rush, but they really want to see, they want to figure out what exactly TSM have gone for. Did they go for the force buy, or are they just going to be playing off these 2 rifles, or the 2 guns, basically, as dupreeh wins a duel straight up versus Apex.
Very important fight to win there. He doesn't have the health to go and check if anyone else is there, so they don't quite have the information that there is a catwalk push coming. Device is hiding in that corner while the rest of Envy are pushing up onto the A-bomb site. But if they win this fight down here against Happy, it could still work out just fine for them if they control long, and there it is, easy kill. AK that they can pick up as well, 5v3 here. It's going to be the retake. This might be up to NBK with that scout. He's very good at it. He's going to miss the first shot, down to 75 health, hiding behind the barrels. Goes for 1 more shot. Kenny's there to help out. It's a headshot on Sipnix, and he's going to go down. It's all on Kenny. 1v3, takes a kill, turns around, catwalk. He needs to land 1 more shot. He's going to get the double, but Device comes in with a double kill, and that's going to be it. Should have the time for the defuse as well, even without the kit. Oh, does he have a kit or not? I think he just has it. No. No, he doesn't! Oh no! We couldn't know, but there it is. Envy, they managed to win that round. Kenny, he stayed alive for just exactly 1 second longer than TSM would have won it. Unbelievable.
Here I am thinking, Kenny, why did you challenge the second man? After killing dupreeh, you didn't need to.
That's a really good point to bring up, and I mean, this is the pressure of playing in a finals like this. You make tiny mistakes. He had plenty of health. He already had the triple kill. Could have just waited, and it would have been 100%. But still, really good job on his part.
I was getting him fired up. He manages to tag dupreeh, as dupreeh jumps over to the B site, and he's definitely communicated that to his teammates. Look at that, everybody milling around in upper halls for EnVy. They're thinking about it. But that smoke goes up, and that's going to buy enough time here for EnVy to start doubting the play, and they're going to start backing up, trying to change it up. And Happy, look at this, walking straight out on the cat again, trying to suss out the defense, but cajunb will take his face off immediately. No real info gained either. He's just like, well, I don't know who actually killed me. Where did I come from?
And as a response, EnVy decided to just go for a bit of a B split here. They've got Apex walking out into the middle while two people are holding the B bomb site, and they need a bit of help because one of them is very low, and that's dupreeh hiding in the corner with that P90. Apex still stuck in here, but the rest of EnVy, they are creeping in, and dupreeh, he's going to be... There's no flashbang. Oh, there it finally comes in. dupreeh not peeking behind it. There it goes. Sprays down one. Actually, Device getting the kill and trying a little bit more in the background. Pistols out, but Kenny and kioShiMa going to open up this bomb site. And Sipnix, he gets the shot through the smoke, and it's a very important kill. And
the timing here for karrigan, this is going to be key. He can catch him out, but Apex backs off right into the open, and there you go. The timing was perfect, but Kenny decides to take the fight to him, goes out onto B slope and takes out Cajun. But he's only got 26 seconds left and not enough life to take a straight up fight. He gets overwhelmed in the end, and TSM come right back into this map swinging. But that timing, I mean, basically karrigan right there, him rotating into upper dark, that made the difference. Getting that two-pronged assault onto the B site with the retake, that's what it's all about. It's catching somebody like Apex out of position, out in the open, and getting a free kill.
I think mentally for TSM, winning that round is really important because they should have had that last one. They really should have. And the fact that they ended up losing it means their first real rifle round here was really important. But on the flip side here, EnVy did lose a lot of members. It was just Kenny, and he even went up with the bomb, I think, at the end. Or he died to Device, so that means nobody survived that round that they won. And ultimately, that means they've just not got the money here, even with the plant. They just can't buy.
This is, depending on Kenny, what did Kenny go for? P250, yeah, they're going to be prioritizing that AWP. They have to be. Okay, he's the first one to die, so he's going to get plenty of time now to think about what he wants to do as NBK takes out Cajun. Huandig is here, 11 HP left on Xyp9x as well. He'll get overwhelmed by Apex, and they're doing good damage here, although jumping down into CT kioShiMa falls right into dupreeh's waiting arms, and this is going to turn into a situation where it's looking pretty unlikely for EnVy to get the bomb plant. I think the bomb got dropped off of the platform, and losing NBK, yeah, who had to try and go and get that bomb, it just wasn't meant to be. No bonus money this time around for EnVy.
But I mean, if you look at the positions they end up occupying in this round, if the bomb goes down, then Happy's position in the middle suddenly becomes incredibly dangerous. He actually has to move out because all of a sudden they're losing control of the bomb site like that. If the bomb goes down, I think EnVy could win this round just based off Happy lurking around in the background. So they're setting themselves up nicely.
Now they got the guns, and EnVy, okay, so Kenny actually has to go for the Galil. But this is going to play into EnVy style as well. Not waiting necessarily on Kenny to create an opening with the AWP, rather just be able to pounce on TSM when they spot weakness.
Well, they've done so much damage to TSM as well in these rounds. Even with just pistols, they know that TSM aren't really going to have an AWP anyway, so I don't think they desperately need it. Good opening frag here from Xyp9x, and it's going to set up a flashbang. Device going to run in behind it with that P90, and he goes down to kioShiMa, flashed or not, going to get that kill.
A little sloppy. One detail to note here is that TSM, man, they're all on M4A1s. A4 not to be found here. So they are, despite the change, they're willing to stick with the gun. That might be, we'll see how that plays out. Right now, it's just going to be a touchdown nade dunking on dupreeh. And while Xyp9x, no luck this time as far as picking off kioShiMa.
And you could tell they're not even really trying for it here.
No.
They're already walking back from that B-bomb site. There were some really confusing things going on in this round. I definitely think Xyp9x should have set up for that pop flash in middle. What I don't understand is they were both there. Why didn't they at least both peek at the same time? And also, when Device wasn't hitting, like with that P90, you don't have to commit to that spray. I mean, it's great if you kill someone, but they already had one kill. They could have just waited and saw that there was a couple of people middle falling back. And if they try and chase them, they have a crossfire with Xyp9x and CT spawn. So I think TSM just actually trying to force that fight in the middle a bit too much.
These are like confidence plays, aren't they? Where it's just like you have to know that you're going to win that duel. And a player like Device as well. I mean, a star player, as Thorin likes to say, it's just he needs to know that he can face and win these kinds of fights. This time it didn't go his way. But we'll see next time. I mean, they are going to save 3 rifles, so it's not the end of the world for TSM. This doesn't mean an eco situation. They should be able to get a good buy going into this next round. But now it's going to be on EnVy and what they decide to do. One thing to note is that Kenny's actually top fragging right now. No, it's still early on in the map, but that's also really solid for him. A player that we are used to seeing drop insane numbers. He has been lagging behind lately, so for him to be leading the charge, that bodes well for EnVy.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can also kind of... I think if Kenny's like at the bottom of the scoreboard, it's harder for him, I think, to get back up on top. I feel like everybody else on this team will slowly grind their way back. If not on this map, then on the next one, they seem to be mentally really strong.
Well, it seems like TSM are trying to adjust now. Envy keep wanting to go towards that B site to get the bomb plant. They've had success there so far, so what did TSM do? They adjust. They bolster the defense there and leave A site a little bit more open, so we'll see if Envy are going to be able to pick up on this detail. Seems like Happy's got an idea of it at least. He's putting 3 guys up on Cat, so this could get a little bit tricky here for cajunb. He doesn't have his AWP, so he's going to have to take this position on A slope. But it's not Happy leading the way this time, so we'll see if he can actually get the headshot to stop things.
Well, right now it's looking like a really good read from the French side. They are setting up nicely for an A hit. Only 2 people defending, which means they've got to win the battle on long. That's a really important one. karrigan ready and waiting, takes down Apex, but still another player down here. Happy lurking about. cajunb taking a fight, but if karrigan dies, then cajunb's on his own. He's got to win this fight. Now cajunb's going to go down, and karrigan sandwiched in on long, and this is an awful position. 32 seconds left. The bomb is going to go down, but Happy sprays, and he doesn't actually connect. Xyp9x comes up with a double, and that's going to be the retake. A triple kill all of a sudden. Envy, they got the bomb down, but Semler, they got caught weirdly on the catwalk there by Gandalf. They just never made it out.
That was it just me, or did that feel like a really long execute? Like, it just, the nades were going out. Okay, they're going to push. No. Okay, well, more nades. Okay, they're going to push now. No. Like, it felt like it just never really came. And so once all those nades start coming in, it seems like TSM just like, right, okay, A site, start rotating. And by the time that bomb is going down, it's too late. Everybody's there for the nades. So a little hesitation. Maybe that's, we're talking about the honeymoon period where Envy are trying to iron out the wrinkles right now. That might be one of them, where they're still trying to figure out the pacing for certain plays. Still, they're going to be able to buy in this round, so it's not the end of the world. They could actually do some pretty big damage here to TSM by resetting their lost money.
Maybe they had an idea that there was someone else on, aside from cajunb on that bomb site, because as soon as they killed him, they should be able, they don't even have to do anything, they just put down the bomb and everyone else finds a post-plant position, and then, you play for the retake, or you wait for the retake to come in. It seemed like they were, you're right, they were slow or delayed a lot. Maybe they thought they had like a specific setup in mind that TSM might be running, and they were waiting for that. Because it gave just enough time for the B-bomb site guys to come into play. Xyp9x with that really great round.
You got to give it to Zip. 3 kills. I mean, this tournament, he's been very strong. Yesterday in the group phase and today so far in the brackets. Been looking very good, Xyp9x. But again, EnVyUs, they want to change it up again, trying to keep him guessing. Envy, I mean, they're going to head over towards this A side. 2 guys dropping down onto CT slope, and they're actually just going to jump across. Looked like target practice there for a second, but cajunb's going to get overwhelmed.
That was a perfectly synchronized double jump there. I love it. karrigan there with a headshot, going to be taking down kioShiMa. It's a 4-on-4 retake. 3 of them are in CT spawn. That's a huge risk here. Very tricky to retake from this position. They are going to be trying to walk up the slope here, looking for a couple of headshots, but not landing them. There's the dupreeh with 1. They need a lot more here. That bomb is ticking, and the TSM members, they're dropping low on health as well. No grenades left on the Envy side, so it's going to be all down to the AKs here. They're being slowly pushed back while the bomb is being defused. They're going to have to peek. It's been a long time coming, but it's not enough. Xyp9x, he sprays down both, and he's got the kit. But I definitely think it's just going to be enough time. No, it won't. Once again, it goes through. And Envy, 4-4. That's twice now, Semler.
I don't know if my heart can take more rounds like this. If the whole finals is going to be like this, Anders, I don't know if we're going to handle it. This is too much. They literally, all they had to do, that was beautiful. Synchronized jump baiting right now. That's what we've got here from Envy.
I am seriously wondering if the first guy defusing on TSM, he couldn't have had a kit, could he? I think he was defusing without the defuse kit. Because it went through for a long time. Either that or it was down to the last nanosecond. Either way, this round, it's armor, pistols, and a single M4 for TSM. Already, dupreeh is gone and Happy lurking out here, but horribly missing the spray, and Xyp9x with a quick reply here as Kenny goes down. He just needs 1 more shot on kioShiMa, and it's going to go through. So a decent position here for the Danish side.
So this is pretty scary. Because Device is going to start playing. I mean, there it is. What is that? Apex decides to go jumping through. I don't even know what's going on at this point. He just decides to feed himself to Xyp9x, who's got a gun, and now he's got an AK to work with. We have Device on a mission, starting to push through. Finally, though, we have cajunb actually rotating in to support Xyp9x. It's a little bit too late, but the defense is solid here for TSM. And so much time is being wasted for Envy. If they can get this bomb, they're not going to have a whole lot of time to make the play.
cajunb's close. He's got the armor, and he sees the shadow, but jumping in his NBK is ridiculous. cajunb's going to have nightmares about that. Device takes one more. kioShiMa, who was tagged up so early by Xyp9x. Still going to be living on 20 health, and they win that round just barely. I mean, it was minimal equipment for TSM, but they forced that round. Now they're going to have to probably eco fully here.
So they have to be feeling pretty good. I'm actually wondering if they decide to go for it. Hell for leather, just go for the buy. Now, okay, they were a bit too low. 2,300 around there, so 2,200. Just not going to be good enough. But they've done so much damage to Envy. This is a round where Envy need to win it, and they need to win it decisively. They can't afford to drop anybody because their money is very low after that last round. They don't want TSM to be able to win a round and put them back on eco. They need to start really chaining some rounds together here.
Honestly, Sipnix seems completely beast mode right now. He's just hit like a new level already here on dust2. It's crazy. And Sadicus was telling us that here's maybe a guy to watch for on this particular map. Apex trying to take a bit of a fight here with the Galil into the B bomb site, and is feeling brave. He knows that they're there and trying to bait him out. Device will take down NBK, and next in line, Apex is gonna fall.
What in the hell is going on, Anders? All right, Kenny rotates in, takes out the one. karrigan trying to push out from long house isn't gonna get any joy there with the backstab. But Kenny's deciding to come in here and get the job done himself, but again, another headshot onto him. Finally, they dunk a nade onto Device. But Xyp9x is now rotated in, and he nearly takes kioShiMa out. Was that just a wallbang shot?
Yeah, I think it was. This is just a very interesting match already. cajun gonna run through, but Happy's got the perfect timing for it, and will end up dropping him. And it seems like Envy are getting control of this round. The bomb is being put down, and now it's just pistols and no kit here. Yeah, not a lot of chances. So pretty well done by Envy, I think, just managing to contain this round and not end up giving it up. Xyp9x is going to get a kill, but Happy will shot him down for the triple kill. And it's going to be 6-4 lead here for the Envy side.
You know, Anders, the feeling that you're getting watching this match, you know, there's nothing subtle about it. There's nothing subtle in this match. It's literally a bare-knuckle boxing fight or something going on. It's just bloody, vicious. They're going for the eyes. I mean, they just keep challenging each other when there's no reason to. They're just like, no, I'm actually going to beat you up right now.
This is part of the this is why top-level Counter-Strike is so different and so interesting, because if it was TSM versus Fnatic instead, you could bet Fnatic would be a very slow and careful team here, really trying to sort of measure up TSM round for round. Envy, yeah, they have a slightly different pace to them, don't they?
No fear. That's the approach.
I mean, Thorin was alluding to the idea that maybe TSM should then try and play a more tactical game and not just actually engage in this kind of bare-knuckle boxing, but they're trying to do it, challenging on Catwalk, and they're losing 3 players already. karrigan coming, but that's too many targets here for him to hold. I think he did actually hit a ridiculous headshot on kioShiMa while flashed, but it won't make a difference. They're going to have to eco or save here, and that's just a brutal start to a round.
And I love that NBK is still waiting around in Upper Dark. Like, what is NBK doing? He's all by his lonesome, just hoping to catch somebody off guard. There is absolutely no reason for Device to think that somebody's already up here. But he's been spotted, and now the damage is being dealt, and NBK shows that he can land headshots with pistols too, and he's looking for the follow-up as well. NBK, no saving this time for TSM. He just tombs the both of them.
Did you see the face of Nex behind him? It looked like he was actually looking at NBK thinking, I'm not even sure, how did that even work? How did you do that? Like, he was looking concerned on TSM's behalf, you know.
Actually concerned, yeah. All right, 2 shots as well with the scout here. That's a real pleasure to watch. But all 5 players survive for Envy, so this is actually a bit problematic now for TSM, who are going to be once again put back to pistols. Whereas Envy now can start generating quite a bit of a bank. They mess up their smoke as well. This is a huge mistake, but dupreeh gets the punishment regardless. kioShiMa follows it up, and they just go leaping into the B-bomb site. No fear at all on Envy's side. And Happy, not going to be bested this time by karrigan.
Wow.
Very fast round.
So, I mean, if you're a huge TSM fan here and you're starting to get really worried, I definitely venture to say that TSM are going to be playing better on their terrorist side than on the CT side of this map. So I wouldn't really be too panicked. Get 8-4 though, definitely a really good lead for Envy. And as we go into the 13th round, I think TSM do need to clock at least 6 rounds here in the first half. I think that's like the cutting off point here. So that they kind of have to make it work now. And a leg shot through the door there, going to bring dupreeh down to 19 health.
Yeah, Kenny's on point with his Madesclaire today. Like, he has been so consistent hitting those cross shots, and cajun, he gets spotted. You can see the frustration clear, evident on cajun's face.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like they were waiting for me. They had me read like a book.
But I think actually the frustration probably he should have had that kill. He had just enough time, I think, to be able to land that flick there. Just didn't connect. And now they're playing much more defensively, as you can tell by the setup here.
Oh. A little bit of nade damage going in as well. Not going to connect with anybody, and now they decide to slow things up once again. Envy, right past the minute mark. They've had kioShiMa waiting outside a long house as well. No push this time from karrigan, but I do like these are subtle adjustments that are being made by Envy that based off of what they've seen from TSM.
Well, Device with a shot there to bring down Apex, and they've wasted a lot of time here, Envy. We're down to 35 seconds. cajun going to be dropping Happy. It's looking good here for TSM. Refrag on Sipnix, and another one goes through. If NBK got the third one, that'd be scary. Kenny doesn't hit that shot, but kioShiMa will, and it's down to a 2v1. 25 seconds as the bomb goes down. He's got the orb. He's going to jump one challenge. He's not going to hit it this time, and he's down to 10 health. If they had a grenade, it'd be over, but he's going to repeat once again right into the pre-fire there. And cajun, triple kill in the round, and TSM will barely pick it up.
Yeah, well done on TSM's part.
I mean, this was what needed to happen. If they'd lost that round, it'd be 9 rounds for Envy, and it'd be sort of smooth. I mean, they could essentially consider the first half victorious, I think, and it'd be an uphill struggle. Now, it's pretty much anybody's game. We're at 5-8 and leading into the very large stage of this first half. I mean, this grand finals right now is looking super competitive. And look at Kenny and Happy. It's double up on either side.
Oh, and there's the shot from Kenny. He's hitting everything right now. This is getting ridiculous.
Really good job on him there. Sipnix down to 21 health. Trying to play long early on. He's probably going to have to fall back here. And dupreeh boosted up in CT spawn, which is a play that's designed to counter a mid to B split push here. You get a lot of information. You see it coming early on, and you can try and kill them as they walk up the slope there.
Now they gather, and dupreeh is actually going to be waiting. Yeah, Device solo on the B site. This could be really nasty. Once again, Envy, Happy in particular, making the correct call based on the information, but Device locks it down. Kenny going to try to not follow that up. It's NBK trying to return the frag, and that's not going to work. They're actually trying to pick up the AWP, and it's Apex who thinks he's going to go toe-to-toe with Device. But the Dane is having none of it, and Envy, they're hightailing it out of there. They're trying to change up the plan last minute here.
That must have been a good confidence boost for Device. He needs to really step it up. I mean, we've been talking about it all the tournament long, but he is absolutely a star player on this team, and a couple of frags there probably going to help. 30 seconds now, and in the 14th round, they're going to make their way out catwalk. cajun there, easy kill on kioShiMa, and that should really finish the round, and indeed it will. Happy, the only one left with 20 seconds. 6-8. If they get 7, this is now a very open game.
And both of these teams have the money to re-up on double up if they want, so I like that we're starting to see the full extent of the options of the tactics coming out for both teams. Envy is willing to go for the double AWP play themselves. cajun, yeah, that's the thing. That's why that highlights why you need that flash. You have to have gear if you're going to be going over onto the A site and you haven't dealt with the Opera who plays cross. You absolutely have to flash cajun out. But here we go. Haven't seen a straight-up rush for a while. dupreeh in danger of getting overwhelmed, though. He's just barely going to get the reload off in time, but it's not going to help. NBK will catch him, and somehow cajunb misses the first shot, misses the second, and he's just going to walk right into NBK for the third. What was that? karrigan is now the last man alive. I mean, he does catch Happy, so he doesn't have to worry about having anybody at his back, but a 1v3 retake on the B site, that's unlikely.
Yeah, Kenny just plain says no. That's going to be Envy winning the last round there. Really good job on their part, and we end up at 9-6 here in favor of the Frenchman. A truly ridiculous round, in my opinion, for TSM. There's no reason why they lost that round at all. They had 3 people in that B bomb site. They even see the rush coming early. There's a Molotov up, and they've got the first kill as well. They should be able to make the call immediately to run back in the bomb site and just contest the main push that's coming through. Forget about the middle. But this is the problem with TSM. It's been for a long time. That B bomb site, there's something that's not quite working. When you stack 3 people in B, that's an automatic win if there's a B rush coming like that. It should really be.
I mean, I don't think we can, I think we also have to kind of tap cajun on the shoulder there for that round in particular, just because, I mean, those were 2 shots. The first one, okay, but the second one, like, you have to, that's a must-hit shot. Yeah. You cannot allow that opportunity to pass, especially when you hit 2 shots on Cat the round before, right? So your eye is in. But now we swap sides, Envy on the defense with TSM on the offense. And we're right into the pistol. Kevlar pretty much across the board.
Look at this Apex. He's on a wild and crazy adventure into the CT spawn, or into the T spawn, sorry. He's going to be running right into kajunb, and he gets shut down. He forgot to look both ways, Semler, and now he's gone. Kenny also flashed and gonna have to fall back on Catwalk. They're in the A bomb side. They're gonna get the bomb plant. They've got no grenades, but they've got a lot of armor and health left here. And they've got Cajun lurking at top mid, walking right in here to take the fight. Is kioShiMa gonna shut him down? And we've got a full 4v4 retake.
Yeah, now the decoy fake. Let's see if it actually works. Nobody turns away. They're not falling for it. Instead, they get a bullet to the face by karrigan, and xyp9x is holding. This is a perfect crossfire setup. kioShiMa trying to do the best that he can. He attempts a Cali, but it's not going to work. They managed to fall back in time, and TSM, this is textbook stuff. Waste time, get him on here. He's got a kit, he's got the quad. Can he get the ace? Yes, he can, but does he actually have time for the defuse? No, he doesn't. All 5 kills for kioShiMa, but he can't save the day this time.
It's the pistol ace into a lost round. That has to be one of the most tragic things I've seen in a very long time. And you notice something right there. You saw how the EnVy players initially they were jumping to look into the bomb site, and they stopped doing it. And that is definitely the new patch coming into play. They realized that against a Glock at that range, that's almost instant death. So they had to stop trying to do that. What a sickening round though from kioShiMa.
And that's both pistol rounds now picked up for TSM. So now we have to see, can EnVy continue with the trend? No, Cajun is going to take out kioShiMa, but they're not done yet. EnVy, they're still able to turn this around, but the B side is open, and that bomb should be making its way over there, no problem at all. And EnVy realizing this, they're just shifting it up. Trying to figure out if they can catch somebody out of position, and long perhaps Device lurking in mid will find NBK. And that leaves the 3 remaining members here for EnVyUs gathered up, hoping, crossing their fingers that, they'll get a bit of a surprise. Device gets 2 out of it. But that's now Kenny holding onto an AK. That could do some damage in the next round. And I don't think TSM really should be out hunting too aggressively on this one, just because.
Maybe with the UMP, I'd be okay with dupreeh doing it. They've got no flashbang stuff, so they can't really give him a good setup here, but there's no armor, no head armor at least on Kenny, so that could steal away the AK, but we'll see.
I guess my main concern is xyp9x and Cajun. You know, like, do you want to risk losing more rifles to this?
No, I wouldn't want to, definitely not.
Let's see, I mean, if they can find the shot long range, dupreeh taking point, no problem at all there. But we lose xyp9x now. Kenny finally connecting with the shots, and Happy's just going to go charging through. He's like, the bomb's about to go up anyways. They can't actually kill Kenny unless he makes a mistake, so see if he can't get lucky, pick up a 3rd kill. That's not going to happen, but now they have the AK for the next round here, EnVy. And 2 kills out of that round. I mean, it's still not ideal, but it's some damage going EnVy's way.
Yeah, in many ways it would have been more fun for EnVy if Happy could have stayed alive, just because he had the armor and then they could have, you know, swapped it over to him. But it's still pretty good, and Kenny actually does buy body armor in this round, so just trying to optimize his chances here. NBK over at long, putting a couple of shots through, but dupreeh doesn't want to play that game.
Yeah, not ideal either, because Kenny was setting up to watch Cat. Now he has to worry about getting flanked out on long. Might actually get boosted up onto the A side here, but karrigan's going to find kioShiMa. That was in mid.
Look at this boost, though.
Okay, that's really nasty.
That's actually a really cool idea, isn't it? I mean, if they come catwalk and Happy dies, you're in a really weird position, but up until that point, I love it.
That is really sexy. Yeah, they're going to change it up now, and Kenny, he made some noise there, so they know that somebody's close in CT. Device is going to be waiting for that, and they might actually back off and save the gun again. I mean, I suppose why not? You can hand that off to somebody in your CT side, save some money.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much money exactly Kenny has, but I mean, if he's got taken no armor damage, no, I think he's going to have quite enough for an AWP, will he? He's
going to trade with Kio.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He can save that AK for Kio, and Kio can drop for him, so might not be the end of the world here.
Well, nice call here for TSM. I mean, 2 opening frags, rotation back into the B bomb site that was completely empty. Not giving much of a chance for EnVy to pick up these rounds, which, I mean, not all of their game plan revolves around, but they very often get a really early boost in every round they play, every half they play, just because even losing the pistol, they're able to bring it back so often. We've got a bit of a sneak going on here from Device. Happy is about to have a very bad day. Oh. He is half a second too late, but still a good kill.
That's why you don't pick on Kenny's friends. Get shot in the face. At least Device made the $600 bonus, but yeah, now we get into the fun stuff here, and it doesn't look like there is an AWP picked up. In fact, Kenny's going to hold on to that AK. So this could actually be long-term thinking for Kenny. Save some money, and he could potentially go for an AK later on here, a bit earlier than if he were to spend all of his money this round. But no early aggression, although xyp9x will go ahead and attempt to try and clear something up here on long. No target, though, and no initial kill. This is also very standard stuff here from Envy. No focus on mid, and it seems like TSM have an idea on this. They want the challenge. karrigan's actually going to take that off right in there, looking into CT. I mean, Happy used to love this position, used to hang out in CT and see if he could challenge mid. But karrigan not finding anything.
Very aggressive move coming out right now. Score is tied at 9-9, and we are looking for a bit of a B push coming out here, even as there's someone on catwalk. They're now out in the middle with 3 people on the TSM side. If they get 1 frag here, that's going to open it up. Now it's a disaster for kioShiMa inside with the M4. He's got it in hand. He's got plenty of bullets, and he's going to drop the bomb on. Civnix goes for more, and if he got that shot on the dupreeh, it would have been amazing, but he goes down instead. And in the middle, karrigan a fall. Device with a nice angle, and this retake, I'm not sure it's even worth it here for Kenny and Happy. If they could get an instant kill, they could try for it, but if they delay another 10 seconds, even 5 seconds, might as well run away.
And look at this, Kenny's actually going to get an off out of this for free. This is big, actually. This is going to save a lot of money going into the next round. He can do something with it. They can try and play around him or just let him sit on some angle. But you got to give it to TSM, just so swift. Also, Apex, man, what was that jump out on the B slope? That was insanity.
Did kioShiMa throw a flashbang for him? I wasn't quick enough to count that, but
saw the smoke. That was all I saw.
I think if kioShiMa put out a flashbang, I'd kind of be okay with it. If it was just like a crazy idea, maybe a bit too much.
Well, I'm wondering if they're like double bluffing each other and stuff, you know, because that's also a go-to strategy for Apex, which is throw down the smoke and then go and challenge an upper dark. But yeah, there's no flash. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can't trade 1 for 1.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, okay. They couldn't also know that there were 3 people there. That makes it even more crazy from our point of view. But I think a flashbang would have been the safer option here. Kenny boosted on catwalk. Not going to get a target just yet. But at least we'll see that there is a distinct lack of terrorists in the middle.
And he does manage to make it out of dodge. karrigan once again with that AWP. Flash to open things up. Not sure if Kenny spotted the man in lower dark there, but that's dupreeh making his way in. Now we got a bit of the crossfire here. So they're actually going to try and set up a little bit more of an aggressive style of defense here, Envy. Trying to challenge in mid. And so far, Kenny, no joy for him. Attempts the wall bang, gets that dunk nade. Nope, not really going to do anything. I mean, TSM are just probing all around the map right now, trying to find the area of weakness. And, well, working their way up Cat so quickly. Kenny definitely not expecting that.
Well, the bomb is in top mid. If NBK found it with that deagle, it looks like he's going to be a little bit too late. They're still fighting up here. Apex going to get the kill, but he goes down now. That leaves 1 person, and backup coming in. It's kioShiMa licking headshots. He's going to get 2 of them, and Happy's there to help out. It's now 2v1 Device. The bomb is dropped at 39 seconds. Jumping is not a good idea any longer, and Device hits a headshot. It's currently a double. He's going to have to hit 1 more bullet on Happy, and he'll be gone, but neither has any grenade, and there's only 27 seconds here, Semler.
This is all about the fight. Both of them can get the 1-shot headshot here. Well, this might get clever. There it is, the drop in. Perfect play by Device. What a clutch! And you can see the the frustration there on Happy's face.
You see Happy turning around as well. Like somehow like the mental game between those 2 players, that was very cool. They both knew exactly what was coming. So it was just down to a nanosecond between them, and it maybe Happy could have got that kill. That was very interesting.
It's a real pleasure to watch this game right now, but one thing is, if you're a TSM fan, you've kind of experienced like the reverse, you know, what was happening in the first half. You might have had that sinking feeling. Now you're starting to feel a bit better, especially considering dupreeh is waking up, having flashbacks to overpass at this point. Double entry frag on the B site, completely crushing the defense. Apex is going to get the flash, but cajunb will shut him down before he can get the job done on dupreeh. And Civnix over on the A side catches out NBK. This is just one of those rounds where everything falls apart instantly for Envy. Based off those 2 initial kills, everybody else is trying to move around the map, trying to bring it back, get some kind of control in the round. And well, because they're taking risks, TSM, they're going to be there to punish them.
I mean, rounds like these are a bit strange because it's not down to Envy doing anything, wrong in particular, and it's not a round that TSM can replicate. It's just dupreeh going mad and headshotting 2 people inside B. You can't really rely on every round for that, so I think Envy just gonna have to move on here and say that probably won't happen again. Happy doing what he can to try and save this rifle, which will be important. Money is now a huge factor for Envy because they need to start stacking a lot of it together so they can put up a proper defense here. Civnix gonna get the kill. I mean, something that we haven't talked maybe too much about, because we keep talking about Kenny as the AWP, but I mean, they will happily run Kenny and Happy as a double open on dust2 CT side. That's a huge strength. They just don't have the money for it.
They keep getting reset and just gambling at the beginning of the half, basically going for these kinds of buys where Kenny, okay, he's stuck on the AK initially. He tried to set it up. He saved an AWP, so they should have had even a little bit more money there to work with, but right now I think that they're getting caught off guard by just how aggressive TSM are coming through for it, because right now, okay, this is a tactical pause called by Envy. They have to slow things down and try and figure out what's different about this. They're pushing up Cat very quickly. They're pushing into Upper Dark very quickly. They're just not used to this aggression, Envy.
I was wondering if we could have done some lip reading there from Happy, what he's saying.
Well, give me a camera. I can take a shot at it. Give me a
something like, "Le Danishes are gonna get wrecked."
Les Danois.
All right. I don't know. I obviously don't know very much French.
No.
The extent of my French is adding "le" in front of almost everything.
Exactly. Le baguette.
But honestly, I mean, if I was TSM right now, I would sort of be torn between either thinking, or everything we've been doing on the second half seems to be working, so just keep doing it. Don't worry about whatever they're cooking up, because our game plan is solid right now. But at the same time, at the top level, these pauses, these tactical timeouts have been proven super effective. Obviously, the team that does it to perfection is Fnatic. Oh.
I just had to give that to Thorn real quick. All right, what were you saying?
I'm saying Fnatic is obviously the team that's perfected this whole idea of pausing and then winning the following round. I think Envy are going to be quite capable as well. So, I mean, TSM... Oh, headshot! kioShiMa is gone! That definitely was not part of the plan.
Look at how many deagles they had. I think they had 4 deagles and a 5-7 bot this round. EnVyUs are insane. Well, surprise, surprise. And actually, that 5-7 is going to work! And Kenny finds the headshot on Cajun. Okay, this is definitely going according to plan now. They actually have a gun to work with as well. He can hand that over to Kenny if he wants. Happy will catch Device off guard.
Wow.
This is you can't plan for this kind of stuff, though.
karrigan not going to hit the mid-air shot there. They were jumping inside TSM. I mean, actually what they did make sense. I was about to say, why did they go and be like that? But they got the shot like kioShiMa. They're going to be thinking, well, there's only one person in there probably. Then there's 2 with pistols, and they're really angry. Apex going to be taking down karrigan. This is a beautiful round for Envy. They're playing so well here, and this is going to bring it right back. I mean, if not, winning this round means it's pretty much anybody's game. Shot from Kenny, and the round is done. 12-10. I mean, this... Okay, so everyone at home, this isn't like they paused and said, let's play like this to win the round. They're just so good with pistols. What they probably planned for is the round that's coming now.
Exactly.
And, I mean, I don't even know. This is...
Wow, that was the thing of beauty.
This should have been the start.
But I mean, exactly, right? And now it gets even better because now they have all the money. They can do whatever they want. Double up, sure. All the nades, kits galore. I mean, this is now Envy's round to turn things around here in this half. 12-10, TSM still in the lead. And TSM, of course, plenty of money still to go for a full buy of their own. They have the AWP on karrigan. No joy for him this time trying to gap someone.
Once again, a bit light on the defense in the middle here for Envy, and that's cost them before because it means TSM can get out into the middle so close here. The bomb is still at top mid, though, so no one's picked it up for TSM. And there's a great grenade on Apex. He actually walked right into it, but hiding in the corner is Happy. He gets a kill. kioShiMa too, and karrigan is going to miss a shot. Happy wants a challenge, but the Danish sniper not going to give it up so easily. NBK gets a refrag there on Device, and it's down to a 2v3. Out on long with the bomb is going to be Sipnix.
And that right there. There it is. Oh, the perfect flash and the 180 MLG scope shot from Kenny. Okay, then everybody is low on EnVyUs' side, and karrigan is just hunting for some overkill, but he will get caught out of the open, down to 1 HP. He needs to hang in here, but he actually has to reload an op. That's not every day you get to see that. But unfortunately, the bomb is dropped on the other side of the map for him, and he's running out of time. Down to 25 seconds. He's hoofing it back into T-spawn, and this smacks of trying to save this gun because, the money right there is not there for TSM.
If we get a replay of what happened to Sipnix over at long, what you really should notice, and this is one of the ways I always use to try and identify like high-level players, like really quality players, is the idea of changing targets to whoever is the most dangerous. Because the first target that Sipnix had wasn't of any threat to him. That guy couldn't kill him. All he had to do was back up once. Kenny, who's closer, could on the other hand. So he actually switches mid-spray. That is incredibly hard to do. You need like a super hyper level of focus to actually sort of switch between targets before any one of them dies to just get the most out of it. So look at this. He starts firing here, puts a cover. Then he realizes, wait a minute, this guy can kill me no matter what. So I'm going to have to switch now. The flashbang ruins all of it, but it's not easy to do that. Obviously, it would have been even sicker if Sipnix had just killed both of them, which he was, a bullet away from doing. But still just a tiny detail. It's like a sign of quality, I'd say.
And it's also showing that TSM still have some fight. Even down and out in a round like that, they're able to do some damage and nearly bring it back. They're always dangerous. Both of these teams so chock full of talent, of skill, raw skill, that anything is possible. But this is starting to get a little scary here for TSM. EnVyUs getting momentum their way. This is a round where they can actually build some bank, build some money. And Happy, he's looking for a variation. I love it. They stacked 3 guys earlier on B with Happy, right? Even Apex dying early. Happy was still able to bring it back. Now he's going to take a different approach. He's going to be boosted up on the boxes, and this makes it very interesting if a B split comes through.
Oh, good refrag there from Device. kioShiMa alone on the bomb site. Happy in the middle defending, though, and that's obviously very important. kioShiMa just needs to stay alive. Doesn't have to really challenge and fight them yet. He can just wait for backup to come in here. All they have is this AWP, so as long as they don't give any easy targets here, Envy, they should be able to equalize the score. And there it is. kioShiMa will present himself as a target.
The shoulder peek, and dupreeh now waiting in mid as well. He can catch this man out. NBK, does he check below him? dupreeh's in the best spot, but NBK checks so thorough. Does not leave anything to chance, and then hits a peekaboo shot on the Device. cajunb now with the AWP, but NBK not to be stopped this round. What clean kills from him. 3 headshots.
That's one way to shut down a round, isn't it?
It's just another example, right? And okay, we just had 2 clear examples of like the support players and how just excellent they are. Xyp9x in that one round, and then NBK. You know, these guys are playing the air quotes like support roles, but at any point in time, they can just blow up and take over, just end a round.
And this is what Thorin was trying to point out as well, that it's really hard to define one clear superstar on this team just because they all have some pretty ridiculous peaks. That's going to tie it up, ladies and gentlemen, at 12-12, moving into the 25th round. And it's hard to call right now. It seems like they've both got rounds on either half here, so now it's just down to trying to find a way to grind out the last couple of rounds. I mean, TSM haven't done their tactical timeout, I think, yet, so they could still pull it through. See if they could come up with a plan of their own if it starts to fail too much.
I think if they lose this round, it's going to get to that point. And Kenny starting off strong, taking out Device. Happy will get spotted, though, a little bit slow on the peak, but what a flick from Kenny. And this could be it. I mean, they are trying to push up here. There it is, the push from Device, or no, rather dupreeh, but he gets returned on by Apex. And it's going to be karrigan now, 1v3 situation. Bomb dropped out in the open on Gandalf, looking for the headshot, but he will be denied in the end by Apex. 2 kills for Apex in the end. And this is starting to feel like...
This round felt a lot like TSM were doing like, just like, you know, trying to get fights and peaks on Catwalk, but it slowly sort of turned into a push. Which, it didn't seem like there was too much of a plan there, just like every person who followed up after the last dead one, trying to sort of pick it up and see, can I get the refrag, can I get the refrag? And
it's like picking with the bomb as well. We noticed with the replay there, but the man who peeked Kenny initially had the bomb and dropped it on Cat when he died.
Yeah.
So after that, you're kind of committed to it. You have to try and get control of that part of the map because you need that bomb back if you're on the T side. A bit of a, wow, this is all over the place. In fact, Cajun going to be able to finally remove NBK. And Kenny trying to use a bazooka right now to kill a man. I mean, none of them have Kevlar, but he's going to go ahead and try and op him regardless.
They've stolen the rifle down there. It's going to be handed off to Xyp9x, and Cajun's got that deagle still, so he's got dupreeh. So we'll see. They are kind of boxed in here on long. See Terra spawn. It's going to be Happy. Takes 1. Peaks maybe almost a bit too long there. Got to be careful. He's going to get a double and looking for the triple. Xyp9x will be pre-firing him around the corner. He's alone, and Envy, they're now very close to stealing this map away.
They've got him boxed. He can't go to Longhouse, and he can't go back into T-spawn. Now life gets a little bit difficult for Xyp9x. It turns into the waiting game. In an eco round, you kind of want to die, because they're never going to let you hold on to this rifle. As soon as that clock ticks down, they'll hunt you down, so he has to actually try and make something happen here. He's got 2 flashes to work with, but he chooses to peek instead, and Kenny is there to end him. This
14-12 at the moment.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, dust2 as well. This is the map that the desk were basically saying, you know, this is TSM's map. They are going to win this map to start this best of 3. But Envy showing that they are perfectly capable of putting up one hell of a fight. Now we have to see if they can close it, or if we're going to have a repeat of the Fnatic situation that we got in Cologne. Not to, you know, twist the blade in the wound or anything here, but that's dust2. You know, they might still be getting flashbacks.
But a comeback right now would be great for TSM to set them off on a high note right into Inferno. We know how good Envy are on Inferno, so the pressure is going to be on. It's not like TSM played badly. Inferno's still a very close map, but I feel like TSM would be just a bit down on themselves if they didn't get this one. Pop flash in on Catwalk and Device waiting. You can tell no one is there. Kenny is actually all the way over at the B-bomb side.
They're very well trained there with that peek as well. Device, you can see dead on, would have just had to click mouse 1 to get the kill.
Sorry, Kenny said car.
Yeah, much more of a passive hold. Much more of a passive hold here actually coming out from Kenny. And this is where Envy really want to make TSM sweat. They're down to 50 seconds. Flash is going out, not going to be super effective, and the spray is there for NBK. He holds his own, he knows that a second man is there as well. Kenny strikes, takes out dupreeh, misses the follow-up shot though. And now he has to worry about long, and he just decides to go jumping in to try to take care of the job himself. Kenny has no fear.
And karrigan was so low on health, he kind of ran away. I mean, this is 2v3, yes, but karrigan and Device are very low on health. cajun might have to try and do this on his own. They don't have any grenades on the CT side, but they have an AWP on Kenny, and he shots Device down through the box, looking for a second shot here. Gotta be careful, cajun. If you go down, karrigan is alone, and that's a nice headshot for the double kill. kioShiMa now sneaking close. The smoke is up as well, and it's gonna help cajun stay hidden. kioShiMa walking on the box, sprays and takes him out, and now the plant, where is it for? This Molotov's gonna land right on top of kioShiMa. Can he stay alive? 3, 2, it's gonna go through the defuse. Here it is, 15 rounds! And Envy, they pull it off in spite of kioShiMa burning alive.
Did he have 3 HP when that went off? Literally the last tick of that Molotov.
That's twice with TSM not having enough time to defuse. This time, Envy with 3 health left. What a round.
Oh my god, 3 HP. Well, that's the kind of nail-biting finish there. And 15-12 now, and Envy, well, they're 1 round away from taking the first map. TSM still plenty of money though, thanks to that bomb. Thanks to that bomb plant. They can get the up on Device once again, but now they really have to just claw their way in. But look at this, TSM have slowed down the pace. Instead of rushing in, being aggressive like they were at the beginning of the half, they've definitely changed it up. They're looking for the pick play. And Envy not going aggressive either. I mean, Kenny has taken a position on Cap, but he decides to play it safe, not go for a JW repeak.
He got 2 kills there earlier, but a lot of pressure is on them here if they lose this round. I mean, it's not like TSM is far away from getting into overtime territory, and we don't have an infinite amount of money here either, so they really need to be careful that they don't let the Danes get back into the game somehow. Smoke up and a quick rush here, and this is a really, really fast smoke, so it might be a little bit difficult for Envy to rotate on in inside the bomb site. Happy kioShiMa going down in the corner. Apex, this is a flawless execution for TSM, and karrigan even spraying down Kenny and CT spawn. If we get the scoreboard, we need to know how much money Envy has here. They've got a fair bit, so they can obviously buy next round, even if Happy's a bit low. But just a detail on how that B split works and why it's different from the standard one. Nice shot from Sipnix. It has to do with the fact that they are actually on the CT side of middle when they put up that smoke. So it means there isn't an initial bounce on the wall. It doesn't bounce twice on the ground. It's there and it goes off, and then you have 3 seconds to tell your teammates it's a B split, and they obviously weren't in time for it. So it's a very fast execute, and you can't always do it. But it goes back to Envy being less defensive in middle.
And it looks to Happy. I mean, it's also down to the timing on Happy. Happy is trying to push through that smoke, thinking, I have a couple seconds where they're going to be looking at B slope. Their backs are going to be to me. No, they're already in position thanks to how fast that smoke goes up.
Yeah.
And TSM don't have to worry about stabbing in the back. It all works out perfectly for TSM. What a flawless round.
Yeah. But they are not out of the woods yet. 1 mistake and Envy's going to run away with this first map here, and they know it as well. They've got another 2 to go, TSM, before we can see overtime. 3 people holding on long, and karrigan caught with a grenade in hand, 1 health, and then 0 as NBK puts the last bullet in. Now the rest of TSM, they really can't make it through. They're going to have to fall back here, so not the best start for TSM.
Time to change it up, exactly. I mean, they've taken significant damage. They still have some nades to work with. Couple of smokes, 3 Molotovs, and a flash. But they're very low on Envy's side as well. With a minute left, this is so much time now. They're just trying to keep the pressure on here. Still does look like they want to try and head towards that A site though, TSM. They're gathering momentum.
He hit that shot Device. NBK down to 29. At 40 seconds. Smoke goes up here, and I think this is an attempt to fake it. Not a very convincing one. We'll see if it's going to work out. They've got another smoke. They've got 3 Molotovs here to try and just force Envy out of positions. dupreeh, if he wins this fight against Apex, it's going to get ugly for kioShiMa in the back. NBK gets the 1. dupreeh's going to get the shot here, but kioShiMa's still alive. And now it's all on cajun. 1v4, 20 seconds. I think dust2 is all but done here for TSM.
Cajun, you can see he's focused. He's trying to line it up, but he needs to find the headshot onto Apex, and all Apex has to do is sit behind that box. He doesn't even need to peek. 8 seconds left. Cajun will be removed by kioShiMa in the end, and Envy will be picking up the first map in this best of 3.
That round with the defuse there, inside the Molotov, I was doing an interview earlier today, and someone asked me, you know, what is it about Counter-Strike that makes it so fun to watch? I think the feeling that everyone had at that moment kind of sums it up.
It's that high.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful game here to start off the grand finals with.
Wonderful is the word there, Anders. Exactly the word I was going to use. Incredible start to this grand final at DreamHack London. EnVyUs somehow overcoming TSM on dust2, and we didn't call that one at all on the desk here. Just an amazing start.
That's the exact score I called, actually, I think.
But
for the other team.
For the other team, though.
So you got almost entirely wrong. So well done, though. You did like a similar move where you try and take credit for it.
His
anyway,
website's getting shut down. He needs every bit of credit right now.
What was the problem for TSM on the CT side? We talk about cajunb being the talisman of that side. He was almost missing. It seems like the tactics EnVyUs were employing were there just to shut him down and lock him out of the CT side. We saw the smokes going down to CT spawn on the corner, specific flashbangs to take him out of the game. And it seemed at that point he didn't have a chance to actually do anything with his normal antics on the car. His rotations weren't great either. So it was the second half he picked it up and he was getting more frags, but his normal play and the person we looked to for TSM in that CT half wasn't there for some reason.
Well, and that's why I highlighted Xyp9x, because he's one of the main players that allows them to, if they want to smoke off and drop down into that CT position, he allows cajunb that freedom by covering off that position. And he actually did step up and have a decent half, but Cajun just didn't hit shots. There was that boost they tried to do at Catwalk. They failed the jump, and then when he got up there, he took damage. And that's like something you don't fail. Like, that's such an easy boost to do.
We're going to get into saying lots of nice things about EnVyUs, no doubt, very shortly. But just before we do, there was one special moment in that final. This here, just absolutely blown away by this. That, like,
here's the thing: if he hadn't have had 100 health, he would definitely be dead because he only has 3 at the end. And actually, the amount of time it basically had to start diffusing like a second before it comes down as well. Because they always say you can only survive like 5 seconds within the Molotov. Yeah, and that's basically how long you need. Look, so he just starts it before it came in.
But I mean, just incredible smart play from karrigan. You know, like he's so low, he threw that Molotov right in the place. You know, knew exactly where the plant was, and just look how close it is. It's ridiculous.
Has to be said though, what is weird?
Absolutely ridiculous.
What is weird there is that he didn't actually come out with it as well though. Like, why not throw it and then run out?
I guess what we were saying. Assume he's going to come off the bomb and the Molotov lands on it.
Right, and I said that to you right away. I was like, if he peeks him, he's already low. It's one shot. But at the same time, if he's not on the bomb, then the Molotov extinguishes and he gets right back on the defuse. He's only got 6 HP.
And the thing is, he did get the kill, remember? So the gamble in a way made sense.
I was going to say, hindsight's always 20/20, but just an amazing, phenomenal play by karrigan. But of course, all for nothing.
The thing is, though, that actually does sum up the key that really decided this map, which is think how many rounds there were where EnVyUs players had they all died, but the other guy couldn't defuse the bomb. Device at least 2 times had it. And then there's that round where they all die and still defuse the bomb.
1 second, 3 times, you're back at
it's so rare that ever happens in a game. In fact, there was 2 times, we were joking, that the new secret CT meta is that you purposely die just in time to crush their spirits by like, you're 1 second off. But obviously that's not really what happened. But think of it, 3 huge rounds, gun rounds that go the way of EnVy.
And we knew it was going to be close. So those gun rounds obviously make a huge, huge difference within the context of the final.
But a fabulously exciting map, though.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, again, we knew that this series would deliver. It already has. But let's talk about EnVyUs. I mean, we were all talking about, this is TSM's map, they're the best team in the world on dust2 right now. I mean, all of that's true, but EnVyUs, they've overcome them here and they've done it in fine style, and kennyS was absolutely electric.
Yeah, kennyS was great, but I actually want to highlight something else, and that was on the T side. We obviously talked about cajunb having issues and the A executions that were solid. The other thing was that entry party we talked about. Apex and kioShiMa, every time they went into B, if they didn't get the first entry, they got the trade kill.
Yeah.
And then the way that TSM play B, occasionally you'll have device and dupreeh in the site, but usually one of them is in mid. So then you're playing a retake game on B, and that site's not easy to retake. So oftentimes they had bomb plants on B that just weren't even sustainable for TSM. They had to bail out and save.
Yeah. And the thing was, EnVyUs really did win it with the T side play. It was the amount of T side rounds that they got that put them in the positions where they could sustain TSM doing the comeback. And the thing with EnVyUs that used to make them so good on dust2, they used to be the best team on dust2 because they could always get like a 9 or 10 rounds out if they needed.
In comparison, though, TSM they won both pistols that game as well. It has to be remembered. and they actually went 6-0 up on their T side. They had a really great start to the game. They said they'd done their homework on this team, and you could see on their gun runs as well, they knew exactly what the mid setup EnVyUs would be employing. They actually got 4 players out there middle almost 3 or 4 times, getting out without any confrontation whatsoever, knew exactly what they had to do getting that B bomb site, and it wasn't until they actually started rolling the AWP, EnVyUs actually could start locking that down. But when they were 6-0 up, it looked like TSM were getting back into that series, and you thought they were going to run away with it.
And I'll emphasize it again, Kenny S was absolutely electric.